it's funny. I mean, stage actors spend weeks rehearsing and going over the line-by-line minutia of their characters and the motivations and the settings and the moments just before, and they have all kinds of time to flesh all of that out. But in television, you don't have that much time, especially if you're doing episodes back to back. And with Castiel's, in Castiel's instance, he's going from being God in one episode to being a Leviathan in the next episode to being a psychotic in the next episode, and there's a lot of really rapid transitions. Another psychotic in the audience, and so a lot of it is a little bit more fly by the seat of your pants, and you don't really get a chance to rehearse things and see if they work. You just gotta show up and try it. I mean, we don't get rehearsals really. So we just have to wing it. And that's why it comes out so terribly.
They told you that you were going to be a demon?
That's true.
So was that...
Well, that's an excellent example though. So I came in, I prepared all night for an audition where I was going to play a demon. I don't think I'm bragging when I say that I did a better job of it than Mark does. And when I got in the room, I did it once as a demon, and then he said, okay, so we were lying, we didn't want it to get out there, that it's an angel, do it again, but now it's an angel. So that's the amount of sort of preparation time that you have to ruminate on the material sometimes, and you just gotta adapt.
And the more TV you do, the more you're used to making those quick changes, or they'll give you adjustments, or you make adjustments yourself. You just kind of. For me, a lot of times it's just trying to remember my lines. Then people go, God, what were you thinking about in that scene when you were doing that? I said, I was trying to remember my lines. You're welcome.
Hello, boys.
Hi.
I was wondering if there was any show ideas that you guys haven't seen come into play that you would like to.
To you too.
You're like, I don't want to see so Mark?
I don't have an idea.
Does it involve Jared and Jen?
Never got a single idea in my head.
I'm just trying to remember my lines. It involves drag and singing. That's all I know.
I mean, the trouble is that you guys keep talking about it like it's a show about anybody else but me. And I just can't work out why we haven't gone to the half-hour format and called it Oh Crowley, because that's what it should be.
Oh Crowley.
That lovable rogue. Well, what is this? Who are you dressed as? Oh no, I thought it was David Tennant. Sorry. Baby in the trench coat.
Nice sword, by the way.
Yeah, it's a good one.
Okay, on this side here in the green.
Hi. I'm a really big fan, but my question is for Mr.
You're not that big.
Kind of average.
My question is for Mr. Collins.
Mr.
I'm not accustomed to that form of address.
I'm the one who was talking about Slash.
I know who you are.
She got a cabin in the woods?
You were sitting right behind the farting section up front here.
Okay, I was wondering if your relationship with Dean falls through, would you have a potential love interest?
I think the groundwork has fairly obviously been laid for Crowley and Cat.
The emphasis on laid.
Yes. Mark and I, we talked about that you have to be fly by the seat of your pants as a television actor and all that, but the more preparation you do, the better your performance is. So Mark and I, the script hasn't come along yet that depicts this, but Mark and I spent a fair amount of time making out in our trailer just to rehearse what we know is sort of the inevitable outcome of this storyline. Right?
Absolutely.
you.
Thank you.
How do you stay polite under that kind of duress? Mr. Collins?
Firstly, I'd like to thank Misha for your facial expression in my photo.
What was my facial expression?
You're pretty much like WTF, what am I doing with Harley Quinn?
Okay.
Normal.
Good. I'm glad that came across. Good.
And my question is, why did you guys audition for kind of the position, the casting that you are, other than, you know, you were a demon and turned into an angel?
Why did
It's almost an existential question. Why did we audition for these parts? Did you audition or were you just offered them?
I was Kim Manners, who was one of our executive producers on the X-Files, called me up and asked me if I would do the role, and so just the opportunity.
You said no.
And I said no, and he goes, "Oh, come on." I said, "Okay." But you know, so to be able to work with Kim again, and before he passed away, was I really wanted to do that. Plus, to go back up to Vancouver and work with that crew is, you know, something that I wanted to do. So, but I didn't audition for it. So there was no decision other than saying yes.
Mine was weird because it's exactly the same but different. Kim and I were quite close, and he'd always said to me, "You got to come do the show. You got to come do the show," and it never worked out. And I'd see him year after year. You love the boys. You love this. It's great. It's great. It's great. And I was working with his brother Kelly, and when Kim was really sick, and Kim subsequently passed, and then this came up, and I could not go in for it. I had to. It was just like, you got to do it because it's just the way it's going to be. And it became, you know, it went from a guest star show to 4 years of hell. Literally.
For me, I had not watched the show. I didn't really know what the show was before coming onto it, but I had seen the posters on bus stops with Jared and Jensen sort of smoldering. And the audition came in, and I recognized the title of the show, and I thought, you know, I've never done a soap opera before. Might as well give this a shot. So that's how I got there.
Fantastic. Oh, it's the girl in the purple again. I recognize you.
Oh, hi.
Hello.
Okay, so if Supernatural offered you a role in a movie, would you do it? Shepard? Mark?
What? Mark? You sound like a dog with a hair lip.
You're the king of geek.
I'm the king of geek.
You are the king of geek. Actually, that's a fair point.
It's kind of cool.
Yeah, it is cool.
It's kind of the best thing to be. It used to be that this was a secret thing, you know? We couldn't exactly fill out or half fill out old ice hockey stadiums with sci-fi or genre fans of any sort at all. And now, you know, we've inherited the earth. And I think it's reflected, we all know it's reflected in the writers, it's the change in the writers, because it's us who are writing the shows that we love so much. It's just us with better jobs, but it's us. And it's the geeks who are writing the shows. So you've got the Ron Moores and Joss Whedons and everybody else, and you know, Jeremy now running the show. And these are all people that have the same sympathies and empathies that we do for sport.
I'm going to tell him that you call him a geek.
He's a geek. I'll tell him himself he's a geek. He's absolutely a geek. He did being human, for God's sakes. What else could you be but a geek? But it's now a badge of honor. And the thing I've always said, the thing I've always said is that I think it's an amazingly brave thing to get dressed up and wear your fandom literally on your sleeve. I think it's the most fantastic thing. And I think it's just fabulous that people will come to conventions and expos and the rest of it and just show everybody what they love and cheer it up and enjoy it. And we'll keep taking pictures of it and cheering it, right? Question again?
If you were offered a part in a supernatural movie, would you accept
the movie? They couldn't make the movie without me. What the hell's wrong with you? Keep trying to inform me. The show is about me, and it's occasionally interrupted by Gigantor the Talking Moose, and the Squirrel, and a few other people, and the baby in the trench coat. That's it. It is Rocky and Bullwinkle. The Squirrel and Moose, that's what I call them.
Is it true that Jared and Jensen have terrible BO? Is that true? That's the body odor.
Is that what you said? You said that?
This is what Misha tells me.
Their armpits are about 4 feet over my head, so I never know.
Were you lying to me in Edmonton, or?
Oh, I said that in
I
Edmonton?
said that in Edmonton.
Really?
That may not
Oops.
be
He's gonna get an ass kicking next season.
It's not that terrible. I mean, it's like maybe an 8.
An 8?
Yeah. Scale of 1 to 8.5.
I haven't been that close to
No,
it.
they're all of their creases smell great.
All the crevices?
Yeah, more.
I don't like either of them.
Wouldn't that be great if you could go around in life and be like, you know, of my coworkers, publicly I can say that I like Jared better. Jensen, not so much. Anyway, Jensen, if you're reading this on Twitter, I'll see you soon. Where do you go with that? How about you guys? Who do you like better? What's that? Good answer. What answer are you looking for here? Maybe you can just lead us more.
Like, if they were hanging off a cliff, who would you say?
Well, you don't need to say Jared.
Jared's
really cool.
Jared's got that. Fine, he's fine. He can do a one-handed pull-up and hoist himself back up again. Jensen, on the other hand.
There's no way. You know what's really funny about this is that the great thing is that you go to these wonderful places all over the world, and these people who pretend to be fans come up to you and they ask you these wonderful questions. And it's like, Mark, we think you're really wonderful, and Misha, we really love you, and we think Cascad's really cool, and Mitch, it's really, you did a great job playing Samuel on the show, and it's really sad that you died. What's it like working with Jared and Jensen? So I complained so much about this one time, as I had people go up to them whenever they were doing a pitch, and it would be like, Jared, we really love you, Jensen, we really love you, but what's it like working with Mark Shepard? Without cracking a smile, it's on video, without cracking a smile, it's like, short.
I kid you not, when I told my roommate's sister that you were coming to the show, there was some serious squeeing going on.
Squeeing. Oh, good.
Squeeing? You guys know the squeeing?
I know. Yes, Canadian women.
All right, over here in the red shirt.
Okay, nice to see you guys. Quick question. Have the three of you ever, either individually or as a group, conspired to get Jared and Jensen back for all the pranks they play?
Get him all the time.
No.
But we will now, thank you.
I like the idea of on-set conspiracies.
It's like Survivor.
Yes, we formed an alliance.
And then I see the next gag reel. Get them sent off the island.
We've got time for one more question. Okay.
Maybe they should do Rochambeau to see who gets to ask the last question. Yeah. Hey. What's going on? What is this
They're
confabulation?
switching it up here.
Oh, you should have gotten in line earlier. Can you start waiting in line now for next year? Do you want to ask your question now, since you've been waiting so long?
Yeah, let's have her ask a question.
No, I'm just kidding. There's no planning. Wait, what about rock, paper, scissors? I thought you were going to do that.
Rock, paper, scissors, spot, blizzard.
Come on, leave it to a real game of skill.
We could have asked 5 questions by now.
Come on, ask your questions.
Okay, yeah, what's your question? Go ahead and ask it. What's your question? Can you ask the question?
Come on, what's your question? I can't hear you, you have to speak up. I can't hear you. What was it?
Hurry up.
Come on.
We have 10 seconds.
Now.
Go!
Time's up.
7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. You should have asked your question. Go.
attendees
Okay.
cry.
Okay, what is your question?
I was
Seriously,
just,
what is it?
back in Edmonton,
In
we have a lot
Edmonton?
about, like, yeah, that's how much.
Why are you bringing that up? Don't bring up the past, just ask the question. Come on, we're on a
We
schedule
know a
here.
lot about, like, why you started Random Acts, but, like, how does one actually go about starting a charity? Like, how did Random Acts go from an idea to, like, Gishwas?
Gishwas.
Yeah.
Oh, well, they're not totally related, or the same, but forgery is the short answer for you. I hope it was worth the wait.
Was it?
Now you're really happy you asked that, aren't you?
Was it worth the wait?
That was satisfying.
I've been told we've got like another 5 minutes.
Should she get a question in too, since she was waiting so patiently and didn't cut in line?
Thank you.
I recognize you. I know who you are. Yeah, hi, how are you?
You're Canadian, it doesn't mean you know everybody.
Seen you in Canada.
This question's for Misha. I just wanted to know what your favorite part about being...
Look what you did!
Yeah, what?
What's your favorite part about being a parent?
Mark could have answered that too. He's sort of a parent. If you can call what he does with his kids parenting.
Now back to the Crowley show.
Oh, Crowley.
How did they ever let us be parents? It's ridiculous. Look at us, we're the most irresponsible people we know. If your friends were dangling off a cliff by their ankles, because we're the kind of people that would know people that would be hanging off the cliff by their ankles. Our kids are going to rebel by all becoming accountants and really normal.